You only like me when I'm sad.
All the ways our country is going to hell.
Not everybody has the stomach or the wherewithal for what needs to happen next.
It's time for us to use our privilege.
Bring back mental institutions and insane asylums. We're going to have to bring them back.
Hello, my friends. Welcome to the show. So glad you could be here today. Listen, I just want to apologize officially for not getting a show up the other day. I got an XLR cable for my new mic, so now the sound should be the best it's ever been, hopefully. Cross my fingers. But yeah, I thought it was just going to be plug and play, swap out the cables. That is not what happened. I spent the afternoon trying to figure out why it wasn't working. And by the time I did, it was just so late that I was like, I'm just not going to put it up. So thank you for all those that, have patience with me, and I do appreciate it. Now, listen, we've got a lot of craziness to get to. It looks like Pam Bondi actually did something in Minnesota. We're going to cover that and a lot more. So let's jump into that liberal pool of madness right now, my friends. Sit back, relax, and buckle up. We're about to enter the Lib Zone.
Seems like all you MAGA bootlickers don't like me when I'm not crashing out.
Really?
You don't like me when I'm calm.
We probably don't like you ever. But continue.
You don't like me when I'm teasing you.
Yeah.
You only like me when I'm sad, angry,
yeah.
and crying.
True. Very true.
You're not gonna like me all of 2026.
Let's get those liberal tears going.
It's 2 a.m., middle of the night, and I'm awake.
Okay, sorry about that.
Who else can't sleep anymore? Every night, mind racing with all the ways our country is going to hell.
That's weird because I kind of sleep like a baby. What about you?
Who else is up with me?
I aspire to be rich, so rich that I can buy Elon Musk as a pet and put him down.
Well, first you're going to have to get out of your mom's basement. That's step one, my dear.
Not everybody has the stomach or the wherewithal for what needs to happen next. And I'm just saying maybe those people who don't should work real hard to set up the coverage for the people who do.
I want to talk about privilege for a second.
Oh,
My son is 21,
boy. Okay.
and he's
All
worked at
right.
Home Depot for 5 years. And I know with a name like James Michael
good.
and his pale skin and curly blonde hair,
Wow, you just totally doxed your son. Way to go.
that he's not likely to be a target. But
Of
I am
course not.
so terrified as a mom that he is going to get caught in the middle of something that he did not ask to get caught in the middle of.
Okay, I'm sorry, but your glasses are borderline like those big glasses, sunglasses you'd get at a carnival or something. Like, jeez Louise, lady.
And it made me start thinking, when he got his first
But at least the color of the frames match her red nose and cheeks. So, I mean, I guess she's got that going for her. Little color coordination.
car, I was afraid that the police would profile him for his Camaro and that he may get pulled over for speeding.
That's true. I mean, if it's a Camaro, especially if it's a red one, statistically speaking, red cars, especially red sports cars, they get pulled over more often, but I don't think that has anything to do with the color of the person driving the car.
I was actually afraid that the speeding ticket may be valid, or maybe it wasn't, and they just pulled him over because of his car. And my friend, who has 5 mixed boys, young men, told me, Tina, you're afraid that your son is going to get a speeding ticket. When my boys get pulled over, or even when they just leave the house, I am scared to death that they're not going to come home safely, or that they're not going to come home at all.
Are they in gangs or something? These people are making themselves just absolutely physically and mentally ill every day with concerns that really I don't think should matter, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
And I can only imagine as a mama and my mama heart, if I am this terrified, how terrified are my fellow Hispanic mamas? How terrified are they? Whether their children are legal or not, they are scared to death. And this is not okay. It's time. It's time for us to use our privilege. And if you don't realize your privilege, take a step back, because it's not an insult. The only time that privilege is bad, the only time that privilege is bad is when we don't use it for good. Don't be quiet. Don't say, that doesn't affect me, I'm just going to leave it alone. Fight. Fight for those without your privilege.
Here's President Trump bringing some good news to the nation. Let's see what he has to say.
Signed an executive order to bring back mental institutions and insane asylums. We're going to have to bring them back. Hate to build those suckers. Democrats in New York, they took them down, and the people live on the streets now. That's why you have a lot of the people in California and other places, they live in the streets. They took the mental institutions.
One side gets immunity while the other one gets indictments. If justice is going to change depending on who you vote for, then it's not really justice anymore, is it?
Democrats hate voter ID because voter ID makes it harder for them to cheat. Democrats hate free speech because free speech makes it harder for them to lie. Democrats hate the Second Amendment because the Second Amendment makes it harder for them to steal your liberty. Hey, if you're enjoying the show, please support the channel by buying a hot chocolate because the Lib Zone runs on it.
You're gonna hurt yourself, you're gonna damage their property, bro. Damaging their property, bro.
Coming out of the ceiling? Is he hiding in the ceiling? Okay, I don't know.
You're gonna damage all their wiring, bro. Damage your wiring.
No.
Watch your foot. You have it in your ass now.
No, I think he was just trying to escape, but I don't know like where he thought he was gonna go. That he didn't really think this one out.
It's underneath you. Ah, my feet! Bro! I'm not doing nothing to you guys! Let me go! Let me...
You know, if you wouldn't have climbed up there in the first place, you doof, you wouldn't have been in this position. I mean, I think they should just have tased him, let him fall down, but I don't know. You know, maybe put a little mat down there and so you can get a little bit of cushion, then just tase him. Let gravity do the work.
Come on, buddy. I got Look, I got this thing right here, sir. Get down. Get down. What the hell? Come on, buddy.
Jeez Louise, dude.
I need to go to my prevention officer. Get down. Look, see what you're doing to yourself. Listen to yourself, bro.
You do it to yourself, bro. Well, yeah, exactly. If these people would just be arrested without fleeing or, you know, fighting against the ICE agents, they wouldn't be hurt. They wouldn't be thrown to the ground or put in these stupid situations. I don't know. These people, they're bringing it all on themselves. And of course, the Democrats, with all the chaos that's happening in Minnesota, is siding with the agitators, with the street animals, but he calls them patriots. This Senator Van Hollen, he is totally demented.
One of the things that gives me great hope, even amidst all of this division and chaos sown by Donald Trump, are the patriots in places like Minneapolis who are standing up, blowing whistles to protect their neighbors, blowing whistles on the illegal tactics of ICE.
Let her go!
Hey, load up. Let's go. Load up.
Stop resisting. Nazis aren't people who deport people from sneaking into a country illegally. Nazis are people who storm churches and harass worshipers. And we'll get into more of that in just a moment.
Y'all bitching about protesters going into the church and, you know, protesting. And it was because they found out, or thought, I don't know if it's true yet, that the pastor was an active ICE agent.
And that totally shouldn't matter.
Actually a head of the ICE agent division somewhere in their community. But here's my question. Did the protesters attack anybody, pull them down, beat them, take them into detention center, and then grape them, let them go, beat them, even though they were citizens and were legally able to be here?
Well, they terrorized them. They made little kids cry. That's just horrible.
Like, did they do that? No? No, they just went into a church and just used their voices.
Sure.
No violence. Nobody got hurt.
That's not a place to interrupt. Okay, you should never go into a church. But, you know, like I said again, in yesterday's video, would these people have ever tried this stunt in a mosque? No, they would not.
They just got mad because they went in there.
Well, it's actually against the law, lady. So, you know.
So, but it's okay for ICE to go into your job and throw you down? It's okay.
Well, if you resist, yes.
Okay for ICE to see you in a parking lot, drag you out of your car,
Yes, if you resist. Again, these people, if they just cooperate with the lawful orders given to them, none of this drama would be happening.
Beat you, leave you bloody. It doesn't, they're taking people, not even asking and checking to see if they're citizens. They're just, you know, grabbing now, asking questions later. Because that's okay in this world.
That's happening.
Right. So, like, really, did anybody die in that church? Did anybody get hurt in that church from those protesters? Has any protesters hurt anybody as of this point? Anybody?
Well, maybe not physically, but emotionally, psychologically, yeah, some of those people were hurt, especially the kids. You don't know what kind of ramifications those kids are going to suffer from witnessing that craziness that happened in their church. We don't know, but time will tell.
At all. A protester. Has a protester hurt anybody? Has a protester caused bodily harm?
Yeah, actually, yeah. A lot of protesters have caused bodily harm to other people on the right. We witnessed that this week. Like that guy that got hit in the head with a flagpole, cut him wide open. So, yeah, lady. Yeah, people have been hurt. What a stupid question.
To anybody. Has a protester killed anybody? Has a protester done any of those things that ICE is doing?
Yeah, well, I mean, actually, if you want to go back a little bit, that one guy wearing a MAGA hat got shot dead right in the middle of the street because he was wearing a MAGA hat. So, yeah, again, you're totally wrong.
They're not the same, y'all.
Yeah, we're not the same.
It's really ridiculous.
What makes America great again is the indictment of Tim Walz for all of the fraud, for all of the obstruction of ICE, along with all of the other players that are involved with that.
Well, the subpoenas are out, so we will see.
Mayor of Minneapolis, the AG out there. There's so many other places around the country where we're finding just billions and billions of dollars in fraud.
Just in Minnesota. Man, I can't wait till we get to California. It's probably going to be like $1 trillion.
All the tax dollars that you've paid over your whole lifetime, poof, gone to fraud. All the tax dollars that I've paid, poof, gone to fraud. Deport the illegal immigrants and hold accountable these politicians that have ripped off our country for all of these years. That's what will make America great again. Anything short of that, we're just fooling ourselves. We're just going to allow perpetuation of the corruption. It has to stop. Let's make America great again. Arrest these clowns.
And just think, my friends, if Kamala Harris was elected as president, we would not have known about any of this stuff, and it would have just kept on going for at least another 4 years, which is just mind-boggling. And I thank God that she did not become president. And it looks like President Trump is starting to turn the country around, going in a better direction.
While people like Governor Tim Walz call people like me a white supremacist, delusional conspiracy theorist, he actually decided to drop out of re-election because I believe of how deep and extensive this fraud is.
Well, it looks like the hammer is finally starting to come down in Minnesota, and the Justice League is assembling.
There's about to be a massive political shakeup here in Minnesota. Let's lay the groundwork. So yesterday, Attorney General Pam Bondi arrived here in Minnesota. And shortly after that, subpoenas were given to both the Minneapolis and St. Paul mayors, Attorney General Keith Ellison, Governor Tim Walz, over their potential criminal obstruction of...
Potential? Yeah, we all know it's not potential.
ICE enforcement here in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And this is no small deal. On top of that, Kristi Noem, apparently, will be in town today, Wednesday. She told News Nation last night that today there should be arrests regarding the individuals who went and stormed the church on Sunday, the activists that protested the city's church in St. Paul. So you're looking at prominent Democrat leaders, former members of Black Lives Matter like Nikema Levy-Armstrong, but also potential fallen news media personalities like Don Lemon.
We can only hope. It better happen.
On top of that, J.D. Vance is heading here to Minnesota on Thursday. Now, with President Donald Trump in Switzerland for the Freedom 250 summit in Davos, it's clear that he wants his administration right now focused here on Minnesota. I'm still convinced that Governor Tim Walz is going to have to drop out as governor, resign as governor, because whoever runs for governor in his place since he dropped out is going to be saddled with all of his baggage if he is still sitting there in office. True. With all of these pieces falling into place, I believe, again, we're about to see a political shakeup here in Minnesota, and probably even despite the below freezing temperatures, a lot of upheaval into this week and definitely into this weekend.
So for all of those people that have said, oh, Minneapolis doesn't really have an issue with crime and immigrants, well, it turns out that Kristi Noem just put out this statement. Take a look at this. She said that they have arrested 10,000, my friends, 10,000 criminal illegal aliens in Minnesota alone. And in the last 6 weeks, they have arrested 3,000 criminal illegal aliens, including vicious murderers, rapists, child pedophiles, and incredibly dangerous individuals. And this is what these idiot protesters in Minneapolis, these are the neighbors they're fighting so viciously for. It doesn't make any sense. Like I mentioned before, it looks like Pam Bondi is actually out of her office, which is astounding, and doing something. Finally, we're starting to see some arrests, my friends, and I couldn't be happier. Let's take a look.
We have our first arrest with the city church invasion.
Yes.
Pam Bondi actually did something.
Ah!
I don't know how
finally.
I feel right now. I feel so much joy, I will tell you that. But she says, so far we have arrested Nikema Levi-Armstrong, who allegedly played a key role in organizing the coordinated attack on City's church in St. Paul, Minnesota.
Yep.
We will share more updates as they become available. Listen loud and clear, we do not tolerate attacks on places of worship. So, she has been arrested.
Yep.
When are we going to see Don Lemon and the woke farmer also get their mugshots? And by the way, I cannot wait to share hers. We haven't seen a mugshot yet, but I just know it's going to be glorious.
It is.
I, for one, hope that we get a perp walk of this guy today.
We can only hope. I hope they perp walk all of these people and just, humiliate them. We need to throw some shame their way, because these people are so arrogant. They think they're above the law and they're untouchable, but they're not. At least they shouldn't be.
Yeah, and I am happy to see some accountability start to happen. Thank you, Miss Bondi. I guess you finally got the memo. Now can we focus on this guy and the woke farmer, because that would be actually good news. Good news before the weekend. Thank you.
And here's a picture of Nikema Levy Armstrong. She was involved with BLM. I think she was one of the head people, so she probably, was one of the ones that got their mansions from all the millions of dollars embezzled from the BLM movement. Now, we don't have a perp walk, but here is, somebody did a perp walk out of this picture, from this picture with AI. So I'm just going to show it because it makes me, feel happy. Let's take a look at that. There you go. Yeah, that's what we should be seeing. She was on CNN last night saying they went quietly into the church and sat down. Do these people, they just seem to forget that we have this thing called video? It's like archived on the internet? The host, don't watch that channel, so I don't know her name, said that she couldn't dispute that version since she wasn't there. What? Okay, that anchor is literally retarded. Okay, I don't know. CNN is trash, and we all know that. So yeah, don't watch CNN. Go straight to jail? Hell yeah! It's about time now to get the other piece of crap and throw them in jail as well. Well, yes, that's happening. Nice work, Paul. I guess Paul was the one that did the AI video. Nikema doing the perp walk. Yeah, I wish we had that for real. Maybe we'll get it. Here's the other lady that was involved. She, I believe, also involved with BLM. I'm not entirely sure, but she was one of the organizers of that church protest. I don't know. My faith somewhat has been restored. MAGA finally made an arrest. Yes, thank you very much, Pam Bondi. We definitely appreciate it. And here's some footage from William Kelly. He is the woke farmer, AKA, I suppose. This guy has not only drank the Kool-Aid, he is swimming in the Kool-Aid. He is a graduate from the Ultra MK program for sure. Let's check it out.
All these comfortable white people who are living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're living real life, nice lives with your lattes, doing absolutely nothing for your Latino and Somali brothers and sisters. You come here to a man wearing a suit. Is a preacher? Did Jesus wear a suit? Did Jesus profit off the words? No! Jesus would dine with immigrants. Do not touch me. Touch me again and see what happens.
Who are wearing the uniform now, you think they're patriots?
I don't think so, especially those ICE agents.
That's
no,
what I'm talking
hell no.
about. Yeah. Well,
No, they're terrorists. They're traitors.
They can't be patriots if they're constantly violating people's First Amendments and their Fourth Amendments.
Yes,
it's against the Constitution to identify people without reasonable articulable suspicion.
Due process.
You can't just identify somebody based on the color of their skin. That's completely against the Fourth Amendment.
Or that they have an accent.
Or if they have an accent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I do not agree with that 100%.
Thank you guys. Thank you for your service. I appreciate.
Living real comfortable while the people starve. Living real comfortable while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're all living real comfortable, aren't you? Shame on you.
Wow.
Do something. Stand with the Somalis. Stand with the Latinos. Quit ignoring this injustice. He wears a suit and tie and he hangs out with Kristi Noem. How is that a Christian? You're supposed to accept all immigrants, are you not?
No.
Why are you not going down to Whipple and joining us in protest against this inhumanity? You claim to be a Christian. Act like one. All the people in this church, they're living real comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps. So if we disturb their Sunday, oh no, nobody should have comfort right now while our immigrant communities are afraid to leave their houses. They're gonna come at me with charges and I'm not scared of that. There's no base for these charges. So Pam Bondi, you wanna come and arrest me? You wanna come and give me charges? So be it. Come and get me, Pam Bondi, you traitorous bitch.
Hello? Yeah. Oh, hey, how's it going? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll give him the message. All right, thanks. Yeah, I know you're really busy. Okay. All right. Bye. Hey, William, it's Karma. She's ready for you.
They've just arrested Nikema Armstrong for our protest on Sunday.
Good.
You know, my lawyers tell me they have no case. This use of the FACE Act and the KKK Act is complete bullshit. But let's be honest, they don't care. They don't believe in the rule of law. They're fascists. They're now going after the Clintons for the Epstein files.
Well, yeah, they better. Come on. Clinton he's all over those Epstein files. Give me a break.
What the damn it, people. When will you stop acting like everything's normal and going about your days?
Wow.
Get in the streets now. It's time to shut this country down. We are at fascism. The Republic has fallen.
We're at fascism? We're at level fascism, my friends.
Fallen. Please, Americans, please stand up for something. Do not be the same as those in 1930s Germany. Because right now, that's exactly what you're all doing.
Right.
Please wake the up.
There's a database that's out right now involving people putting ICE agents' license plates and other information out there in the public. It's here in Minnesota, it's in other cities. Can those people expect to face federal charges?
They better look out, because you cannot dox, law enforcement's information is private, and you wonder, why are our ICE officers wearing masks? To protect themselves from these people. We are going to do everything legally we can do to keep our men and women in law enforcement safe and the citizens of this state safe, so they can go to church, they can go to school, they can go to work, and they can feel safe. Minnesota has been a war zone with criminals, no longer under the Donald Trump administration.
All we want is voter ID. You go to a grocery store, you have to give ID. You go to a gas station, you give ID. But for voting, they want no voter ID. That's only for one reason, because they cheat. We would pass that in 15 minutes. If you don't get it, you'll never pass that. You'll never talk about mail-in ballots. Mail-in ballots make it automatically corrupt. If you have mail-in ballots, automatically it's correct. Even Jimmy Carter, they had the Carter Commission after he got out of office, and he had a group of very distinguished people, Democrats and Republicans, and they passed, they recommended things take place. It was a long time ago. And they said about mail-in ballots, if there is mail-in ballots, there will definitely be corruption because, they pass through too many hands.
Well, it looks like we're starting to peek under the blanket of Texas and finding fraud there, just like in Minneapolis. Let's check it out.
Well, you're probably not going to be shocked to hear that 3B's Technologies is not an isolated incident. Here we have Quibbitz Tech Systems, and this company, tech is in the name, so you would think technology, okay? They have filed 13 H-1B visas, and 12 were approved in the year 2025. One was denied. So you would expect that at least 12 people were working in this house right here. Let's see if that's the case. Hi. Hi, are you Hari?
Yeah.
Hi. I was wondering, I was just looking for more information on Quibbitz Technology.
Can I call cops? I can't call.
Yeah, sure. I would love for the cops to come out here. I just have some questions about the H-1B visa workers that you have here.
Right now I cannot talk anything. If you want, I can talk to my lawyer. Thank you.
Okay, so are the workers in here? Are the 12 workers for your company in here? Do they work out of here?
No.
Okay, so what is Quibbitz then? Qubits?
I don't want to talk.
Where are the workers? They're supposed to, USCIS says that they're here.
No?
Yes.
No.
Well, where are they?
They are in my company. I have a company where...
Where's your company located?
Hey, somebody is knocking on my door and then they are like threatening me.
I'm not threatening you, sir.
Please, can you help me?
I'm literally asking you a question.
3 Promontory Drive,
Great.
Texas 7503.
You're engaging in a conversation with me, sir.
Yeah.
Where is your office?
It's techsystems.com. You find address.
Can you repeat that? I don't understand. If you don't want to talk to me, just close the door.
103 Promontory Drive.
Actually, the audacity that you are coming here and exploiting my system and using my taxpayer dollars to call the police for me investigating is insane. So what I hope that this accomplishes is that I want everybody who is exploiting our immigration system to be I want them to be on high alert. I want them to be so scared that someone's going to show up at their door and expose all of the fraud that they're committing that they go home. As you just heard Hari say, his workers are all at the office. Now that address can be found, as he just said, on his website, QubitsTechSystems.com. It's an Irving, Texas address, so we went out there to check that out, see if Hari was telling the truth. Now, on the surface, you arrive, it's a nice office building, looks legit, a lot of other businesses there, and there it is, Suite 137. Initially, you think, oh, maybe this is actually checking out. Maybe he's telling the truth, until you look in the window and see that it's just a couple of fold-out tables and a single chair. Pretty cramped working quarters for 12 H-1B workers.
President Trump is in Davos, and he is laying the smackdown, letting everybody know exactly what he wants to do with Greenland. There is a deal that is being made, but he said that he was not going to use force to take Greenland. But of course, the left, they can't help themselves because they can only obey the hive mind.
What we are dealing with today is what happens when the winners of World War II, one of them, realize the order they built is crumbling, and that the global hegemon is sounding and maybe acting now like an Axis power. Maybe we're the bad guys.
25th Amendment, is time. You believe at this point that the President of the United States may not have his full faculties? I felt that before now.
He is a madman. He is insane. He's only thinking about himself. Everything you're hearing, and
you
whatever
really think
Marco
he's
Rubio is saying,
insane?
whatever J.D. Vance are saying, yes.
He's going to probably use military action. And when he does, Americans are going to die in battle.
It's time to stand tall and firm, have a backbone. I can't take this complicity. People rolling over. I should have brought a bunch of knee pads for all the world leaders. Donald Trump, he's a T-Rex. You mate with him or he devours you.
Greasy Gavin Newsom is at Davos as well, and he wanted to speak, but he is apparently making accusations that the White House blocked him from speaking at the Global Forum. Oh, poor Greasy. He can't speak. Oh. And while at Davos, Greasy Gavin pretty much straight up insulted the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, and, well, he wasn't going to take that lying down.
Governor Newsom, who strikes me as Patrick Bateman meets Sparkle Beach Ken, may be the only Californian who knows less about economics than Kamala Harris. He's here this week with his billionaire sugar daddy, Alex Soros. He is too smug, too self-absorbed, and too economically illiterate to know anything.
Thank you very much.
Let me know if you need any further clarification.
And here is really why we need Greenland. It's a pretty good breakdown. Let's check it out.
The United States acquiring Greenland is a must.
Yeah.
It gives the United States a huge tactical advantage over Russia and China, who have over the past decades made it very clear, if ever given the chance, they would launch a nuclear strike against every major city in the United States. And by acquiring Greenland, the United States would have aerial superiority over most of North America. Moreover, the United States would dominate air, land, and sea of most of North America, greatly reducing the chances of a nuclear strike from Russia and or China. So in the face of the threat of total atomic annihilation, The United States acquiring Greenland is an absolute must.
It's all about getting that big golden dome up and running so that we can be better protected. Thank you, President Trump.
I will never get behind the idea that everybody is equal, because we're not. There are some really shitty people in this world.
True.
And if you're too ignorant to understand this, then you have been living under a rock your entire life. You have to realize that there are people that are better than you and there are people that are worse than you.
Yeah.
There always will be. You have to keep your guard up. Even if you might be a kind-hearted person, you need to realize that the world is not kind-hearted. And there are some awful people who do awful things. And yes, you are better than them.
Y'all let me know if I'm the crazy one here, because I can't wrap my brain around this shit to save my life. We got people literally camping in the streets, crying, lighting candles, holding signs, getting arrested, doing the most for people who broke into this country illegally. But when it comes to American veterans sleeping under bridges, suddenly there's not even a thought. A man, a woman, because that's all the there is, can wear the uniform, deploy overseas, miss their kids growing up, come home broken, physically, mentally, spiritually, and the government goes, best we could do is a wait list and a pamphlet. But someone crosses the border illegally, housing, healthcare, here's food, legal protection.
Yep.
Here's a
Thanks,
debit card.
Biden.
Are y'all out of y'all minds? I don't want to hear you can care about both. Stop lying. If you cared about both, vets wouldn't be sleeping on sidewalks in the country they defended. Some of y'all act like vets are an inconvenience. And once the uniform comes off, apparently so does the give a. If you've ever screamed no human is illegal but walked past a homeless vet like he was invisible, you're not moral. You're a fraud. Cities are cutting checks for people who shouldn't even be here. Hotel rooms, prepaid cards, free healthcare, translators, legal defense. Meanwhile, a veteran with PTSD has to prove he's broken enough to deserve a Nutri-Grain bar. You got illegals getting better benefits than the people who paid into the system their entire damn lives. Explain that to me slowly and use crayon if you have to. Y'all will shut down traffic for someone who hopped a fence, but won't block a single street for the Marine who hopped on a grenade and came home invisible. And you weird-ass politicians love to say we don't have the money. But somehow, there's always enough money for people who aren't citizens. That's not a lack of funds, that's a choice. You want open borders because it makes you feel virtuous. But you won't open your couch to a homeless vet. I bet that shit. If you think America owes the world everything but owes its own nothing, you don't love this country, you love the image of yourself pretending to give a shit. Then you got influencers crying on camera for engagement, tears queued up like it's a audition. Look at me fighting for illegals. I'm such a good person. Where's that same energy for the veterans sleeping behind the Walmart dumpster? Oh wait, homeless veterans don't trend. They don't boost engagement. They don't fit into a 30-second reel with sad piano music. So instead, you post border clips, slap a hashtag on it, and collect views while doing absolutely nothing of substance. You'll call ICE evil from your air-conditioned ass apartment, but won't donate a jacket or a single minute to a vet shelter. That shit is monetized outrage. Fix our house first. Honor the people who built and defended it. Then we could talk about having guests over. Until that shit happens, don't talk to me about compassion.
I'm so sick and tired of people saying America was built by immigrants. No, we weren't. We were actually built by settlers. Okay, now there is a huge difference between an immigrant and a settler. So a settler is someone who will venture out into the wilderness and build a civilization from scratch. Okay, now an immigrant is someone who comes to a country that is already built up. Okay, a better use of example for this is a tree, right? The settlers will plant the tree and the immigrant will come and eat the fruit.
To anger a conservative, lie to him. To anger a liberal, tell him the truth. It's just that simple, my friends.
What democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Tell me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Tell me what democracy looks like.
Well, I have to say, at least the boomers don't go all crazy. Those people actually know how to protest correctly.
You want to know what's insane to me is the fact that people used to deliver pizzas without GPSs back in the day. What were you guys, all wizards? Back in the day, somebody would place an order and then give you a street name and a random number, and then the pizzeria would be like, cool, see you in 30. And then they'd be like, we got a delivery on Frederick Street. The driver's like, where's Frederick Street? And he's like, I don't know, but there's a map in the glove box. They used the map. They used the map. What am I, a pirate? I can't even read a map, let alone deliver pizzas with one. Can you imagine you got a nighttime delivery, you got 2 12 cuts in a back, and you're in the middle of traffic, just where the fuck? Wait a minute. I'm sorry. What am I, Nicolas Cage? The amount of pizzas I just would have took home and ate because they just weren't going to make it to their final destination if I was the driver. I mean...
Well, I got to be honest with you. I don't miss those days of having to pull out a map to get around where you're going. I had to do that on a few occasions, especially the first time I did kind of cross country from Illinois to Utah. Yeah, I got a little bit lost. I don't know how I did it, but I missed one of my exits. And yeah, so anyways, I'm glad those days are over.
Hey, y'all tell me if I'm tripping or not, but does 2026 got melatonin in it? I'm sleepy than a bitch, and everybody around me sleepy than a bitch too. You know how many people I've seen yawning? Just at the grocery store, at work, everywhere. What the hell is going on? The sleep that I've been sleeping been deep than a bitch. Usually I'm a light sleeper, but not in 2026. I've been in a coma. The spot I fall asleep in is the spot I wake up in. I ain't moved or did none of that shit, just out. I don't know, maybe I'm just getting old.
Well, today, my friends, we are not doing a detox. Let me know in the comments if you'd like it. From my analytics, the people that are left watching, it just absolutely nosedives as soon as the detox starts. So I don't know if I'm going to keep doing it, but let me know. But before we end today, I just wanted to share in Kamchatka, in Russia, they've had this crazy snowstorm and they are literally buried. I just want to share it with you. So let's take a look. That's nuts. Wow. And check out this guy. He actually jumped out of his window and he was not on the first floor. Jeez Louise, this is crazy. Oh my gosh. Could you imagine? And look at this. That is insane. How long is it going to take for that snow to melt? Looks like fun though. I'd do it. But how do they get up there? I guess they'd have to climb the stairs and get on the roof of one of the buildings and jump on there. I don't see how they would do it otherwise. That's insane. Well, I hope you enjoyed the episode today, and thank you for all those that subscribed. And if you hit that thumbs up, I do appreciate it. Check out some of these videos coming up. I think you're going to like them a lot. And my friends, until the next episode, stay safe, know that you're loved and appreciated. And until we meet again, have a great day.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear.